Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. There is a message that was forwarded to me by our admin, and the message reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I have come here on your platform, and I hope that people who are from Zim, they can assist me. So what happened is that when I was still in university, it then came time for us to get our attachments. When we went for our attachments, we were working at this other government department. Whilst we were there were 10 of us, and we were told that amongst the 10 of us, there were two that were going to be chosen, one woman and one guy. So whilst we were working there, and the odds of me getting that job, they were not that great, because I was working with some guys that were highly intelligent. Some of them, they were also coming from foreign countries. So we were working as project managers. So as for the girls, we saw that they had a better opportunity, because some of them, they had already started sleeping with the guys that were our supervisors. So as for us, things were not looking that great. And the only guy who had a better opportunity, his own mother was working in the same department but in another province. So because of the connections, we knew that he was the one who was going to be chosen so that he can work permanently there. I then remembered that I had once dated this other girl who was also from Zim. At that time, we were still at the same university, but she had since moved to Europe. I then communicated with her, but her mom was still here in South Africa. I spoke with her and I told her that I wanted her to assist me, because she had once told me that by the time that her mother and her father had been separated, her father had started dating this other South African woman. Then her mother, because of her own uncle being a traditional healer, was able to get her husband back. So I spoke with her and I told her that I wanted her uncle to assist me. She said that in time she was going to see what she could do. So then she gave me her uncle's phone number, and we then started to speak with her uncle. Then the uncle told me that I was supposed to send him some money for a bus ticket so that he can come from Zim and coming to South Africa. And he told me that he did not have any passport at all, so I should send a lot of money, which was needed when he will be crossing from his country into our country. So after I had raised the money, because he said that the money that was needed for those guys that are called Malaicha, it was at least 2,800. At that time, the only amount that I had was only 1,300. He said that, don't you have anything that you can sell? That was when I ended up selling my phone as well as my laptop. I just went to Cash Crusaders. The first money that they offered me, I just accepted the money. Then I took that money with the help of this other guy who is from Zim. I was able to send that money. So that healer, he then came here, and I was actually staying with him at my parents' house. I lied to my parents that this man, he was from the same church that I was now going to, but it was just a lie. I was not going to church. So late at night, when my parents would be fast asleep, me and this man, then we would wake up. He would wear his traditional clothes. Then we would go outside and at the back of our house in silence. When my parents were fast asleep, that is when we will start to do the consultation. This man then told me that he was going to call upon the spirit of bad luck, but this spirit, what it was going to do is that each and every time that I would go to work, I will be carrying this spirit of bad luck on my back. And when I arrived at work, the moment that I'll be greeting all of those guys that I was on attachments with, he said that each and every morning, make sure that you greet them all by hand. He said that the moment that you'll be greeting all of those guys that you are on attachments with by hand, then you'll be transferring the spirit of bad luck from your body into their body. He used to give me this other soil. I don't know where he got this soil from. He said that each and every morning before the supervisor would have arrived at work, I was supposed to take that soil and I would go and I will stand in front of his office door, then I'll sprinkle that soil, and that is what I did. So each and every morning I would wake up and I would go to work. Then I would greet all of my colleagues. They thought that maybe it was some sort of a joke that I was doing, forcing them to shake my hand. And the moment that they will be shaking my hand, that is the moment that I will be transferring that evil spirit from my body into their bodies. After that was done, then I would go to the office in front of my supervisor's office. Then I'll start to sprinkle that soil. My brother, this only took me less than a week. That was when I realized that the supervisor, he was actually favoring me more than those guys that I was working with. Then those guys, they started to miss out on the projects that they were doing because most of them, they were just falling sick. Then two of them, they had a car accident. They were on this other Uber as they were returning back home, and then that Uber was involved in an accident. They both passed away. After all of this was done, then I started working permanently, even though I had came to this department just for my attachments. So this man, after we had done all those things that we did, this man, he just asked me for something that was really small. By the time that he was supposed to return back to Zim, he said that because you were unable to pay me the full amount for the consultation, because that money that I had sent him, it was just for transport. He had charged me more money, and at that time, since I did not have the money, because I was supposed to give him by the time that I will start working, and I ended up giving him the money, what I'll do is that I would go to a river after I would have gotten paid. Then I would take a portion of my salary. This I did for 3 months each and every month, and I would go and just throw the money into the river. Then the money will go straight to him in Zim. So he said that all that I want from you right now is, are you able to go and get me like a tree branch? He said that since you cannot pay me right now, now that I am going back to Zim, can you please go to that lemon tree at our house? There was this other lemon tree. He said that I was supposed to go and take just a small branch from that lemon tree. So I did, and I gave it to him. He said that this was sort of like a contract that I was having with him, making sure that I won't send him the. He said that this was sort of like a guarantee that I was going to send the money to him after he would have returned back to his country. So I then went to that lemon tree and I got that small tree branch and I gave it to him. He went to his country and I kept on working. So after I had paid him the full amount, I thought that I was finally free. But my brother, I then started to have a lot of dreams, and these dreams that I was having, they were really strange. And I then started hating my girlfriend, and I used to love her a lot. But at that time, I started to hate her and I started to suffer from erectile dysfunction. And that was the first time ever suffering from erectile dysfunction. And I then spoke with him and I told him that this is what was happening to me. This man, he said that, okay, at around 9 p.m. I am going to tell you. He said that it is okay. At around 9 p.m. I am going to call you and I want you to go outside so that we can have a consultation. I was with my girlfriend at that time. We were staying together. I then went outside and I started to consult with him. He then told me to take the powdered tobacco which he had left for me behind, and he said that I was supposed to sprinkle it on the ground so that he can connect with my ancestors. That was when he told me that my girlfriend was supposed to die. I said, what do you mean when you say that my girlfriend is supposed to die? He said that because of the soil that he gave to me, there were some spirits that came with that soil. So the spirits were the ones that were giving me erectile dysfunction, and if I was not going to sacrifice my girlfriend, then I was never going to have any children at all. So I then chose to sacrifice my girlfriend. I sacrificed my girlfriend. This was many years ago when I did this sacrifice, but it is now affecting me mentally, my brother. Each and every day when I return back from work, for me to feel normal, at least what I have to do is to drink some beer. When I am like sober, the things that I think about, they are really scary. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our admins. She's the one who did that translation. So she asked him what are the scary things that he thinks about when he is sober. He says that he just feels like taking a gun and going to a place where there are a lot of people and just opening fire. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. pamapeto